Hello everyone, today we'll do rectangular solids and we can name them cuboids as well, and as you can see this is a really common shape and you can see it everywhere. You can see it in your bathroom, you can see it on the ceiling, you can see it outside, you can see it in your room. When you eat your breakfast you can also see the boxes. Boxes are everywhere. So the common shape for cuboid is like a box, okay? It can be a container, just a small box for the cream or for the chairs. So you can look around in your house and your room and find few cuboids. And then in here we have two solids, the first one and the second one. When we look at the second one we can see this point is a vertex, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top and 1, 2, 3, 4 vertex on the bottom. Then we have the edge in here, and here, and here, and here, 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 and this is the face. And we have 6 faces in here. So this is the first one, second one, on the top, on the bottom, okay? On the front, on the back, okay? If all the faces are squares, okay, so they have the same edges everywhere, we call it the cube, okay? And here, this face is a rectangle. This one might be rectangle or might be a square, and we name it cuboid, okay? So cuboid when all the faces are rectangles, and cube where all the faces are squares. Okay, let's look at this box. Let's say it's a cereal box and we want to unfold it, okay? How would it look like? So let's start with the face, okay, and then the next face and the next and the next, and sides as well. And at the end we end up with something like this, okay? So we can see all 6 faces in here, the front, the back, top, bottom, sides, okay? And this is a net, okay? So when we have a solid and we want to unfold it, that we can see all the faces, okay, we call it net. So again, a net is a 2D shape, so it's a flat shape, and when we fold it up we'll get a 3D shape, okay? Okay, now we have cuboid in here, and then we have a net, okay? So let's say we just unfolded it, okay, and here we go. This is the front face, okay, this is the front face, top one, the bottom one, we can call it base as well, the back one, it's in here, okay, and sides, one side and the other side, okay. And when you have the net you need to make sure you have good dimensions here. So the first face, the front one, is a rectangle 10 by 6, 10 by 6. I don't need to write down 10 every single time. I can mark it just once, okay? So if that's line segment 10, this one has to be 10, this one has to be 10, this one has to be 10, okay? Okay, then we have 6 in here. So this is 6, this is 6, this is 6, and this is 6 as well. Okay, so it's blue should be purple. Okay, and if this one is 5, we need to make sure this is the same length at this one. If you want to fold it, they need to match, okay? And the same in here, the same in here, the same in here, okay? Now, why do we need nets, okay? What is it for? So we need it for finding the surface area, for total area, okay, of the cuboid. And the total area of it, it's every single wall, okay? So let's say we have a room and we want to paint it. So we need to find how many meters square do we need, okay? So we need to find actually what's the area of every single wall, okay? So the surface area or total area of a cuboid or any solid is the sum of the area of all faces, okay? All 6, in this case, faces. So it's really, really important. It's really helpful when you have a net and then you know what's the area of this wall or the side or the face, this rectangle, this, and so on, okay? So it's much, much easier to find the area of them when you have a net. So let's start with finding the total or surface area. Okay, so let's start. Let's say this is area 1. So let's find area 1. And area 1 is 10 multiplied by, and this dimension is the same as this one. They need to match, so 5. So we have 10 meters multiplied by 5 meters, and this is 50 meters squared. Okay, and we know this rectangle is the same as this one. When we look at our solid in here, we can see the top one is in here, the bottom is in here. Okay, so this is always also A1. Then let's say area 2. So this is front, and this is area 2. This is back one. That's the front face. This one is the back face. So we have A2. A2 is 10 multiplied by 6. And it's 60 meters squared. And you need to remember that area is always in unit squared, okay? And the last one, we need to find what's the area of the side. So let's name it A3, and this is A3 as well. So we have one face in here and the other face in here. They're exactly the same, so area is exactly the same, and this is 5 multiplied by 6. So A3 is 5 multiplied by 6, and this is 30 meter squared. Okay, so we know what is the area of every single rectangle, every single wall or face. Now we need to find what is the surface area, what is the total area. So now we need to just look at the definitions, and we need to add all of them up, okay? Don't forget, we need to multiply it by 2, multiply it by 2, and multiply it by 2, because every single one is in 2s, okay? So we have A1 is the top and bottom one, A2 is front and back, and 2 sides, okay? So the surface area is, and we can write down as 2A1 plus 2A2 and plus 2A3. Okay, so then we have 2 multiplied by 50 meters squared plus 2 multiplied by 60 meters squared plus 2 multiplied by 30 meters squared. Okay, so when we add it up, so we have 100, 120 and 60. It's all together 280 meters squared. Okay, so take it down into your copy, please, or try to do it by yourself and then check, is it the same, exactly the same as I did, okay? And then you can check, do you really understand it? And that's the next question. So we need to find the total surface area or surface area, and we have a cube in here. And the cube is a little bit different because it has all the walls, all the faces the same, and it's always a square. Okay, so again, all the edges are the same. So we have, the net is really easy, just 6 exactly the same squares, and 5 is everywhere. Okay, so if A is 5, it's 5 centimeters everywhere. And here we just need to find one area and then multiply it by 6. So let's have it A1. So A one is, this is the square, so 5 by 5, or we can write it down as 5 to the power of 2, so we can have 5 centimeters multiplied by 5 centimeters, or 5 centimeters to the power of 2, and this is 25 centimeters squared. So surface area is 6 multiplied by 25, because we have 6 exactly the same faces, okay? So 6 multiplied by 25 centimeters squared. Okay, so for the summary, you need to know what is the difference between cuboid and a cube, and what is the net of them, okay? So how does it look like? So we have it in here, cuboid and a cube. When we unfold it, we have a net. So a net is a 2D shape, and then when you fold it up, you make a 3D shape. Where's the vertex, where's the face, where's the edge, and the surface area. What's most important for today, the sum of the area of all faces, okay? And here you have the 6 faces, so you need to find the area of them and add them up, okay? And for learning check, please try to find the area of these 2. We have nets in here, okay? So remember, find the area of every single face and add it up, okay? See you tomorrow.